Okay. Looking back, a woman will usually say that she saw the signs that her man was cheating, but didn't want to believe them. Our next guest says there are some surefire signs you can watch for if your guy is lying. We welcome the author of The Truth Heals, Deborah King. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Your big point here is that what you hide can hurt you, and you say that you can spot signs that somebody's hiding something. For instance, a husband who's cheating.
Oh, absolutely, and we all can. You know, we're just not perhaps conscious of it. But you can tell when your man's losing interest. You know, you lean toward him, and instead of leaning back, he leans away. He's drumming his fingers. He's looking around the whole time you're talking. I mean, women especially.
Well, now let's put that in context. I mean, if he's drumming his fingers and looking around, it could be because you're shopping, right?
Could be.
It's got to be. You got to be in context. Yeah. Do you rely more on body language or the spoken word?
Oh, body language, absolutely. 93% of all of our communication's nonverbal. So we're talking to each other all the time and using our bodies.
But sometimes we ignore those cues that we get.
Lots of times we ignore them. We don't want the message.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of those cues.
When someone's lying, right?
Yeah, they're uninterested. You mentioned, you lean in, they pull back. What else should you look for?
Well,
eye contact?
Well, that's relationship language, but your question was how can you tell someone's lying, which is different. So with an amateur liar, like a Clinton, for example, they'll look away when they're talking. They'll maybe put an object between the two of you. Perhaps their mouth will smile, but their eyes will not. You'll see this a lot on TV.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Their mouth will smile, but their eyes don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lots of signs of people lying. Turning away from you, hiding their center, crossing their arms in front of them.
Okay, so let's say I ask my husband, are you cheating on me? And his reaction is, of course I'm not cheating on you. But what can you tell body-wise if he does something?
Well, if he doesn't look you in the eye when he says that.
Okay.
Or if he, scratches his face and nose and ears a lot. I saw a great clip of A-Rod just the other day, and he looked right at the camera and said, no, I'm not on steroids. And then his whole face just contorted. He licked his lips. That's a dead sign.
Are people able to train themselves not to give those nonverbal cues?
You bet. There's some great pro liars that have been out on the national news and on the stage just in the last few months. Blagojevich, he could look right at the camera with impunity. But it was really interesting.
Is it because he believes himself?
He's trying to convince himself, a la OJ,
right,
that his stuff, is true. And he was getting pretty good, but whenever there was a split screen, and he thought the camera was not on him, you would see his whole face change. He would look very fearful, very uncomfortable, and do a lot of lip licking and biting.
Now, we're talking about lying and cheating. We're talking about John and Kate +8 and the rumors that he's cheating on Kate. You mentioned the nonverbal cues that they're not interested, pulling away, not making eye contact, not touching. Is the opposite true if you're trying to overcompensate? Would you make too much eye contact? Could that be a sign? Too much body contact? Is that a way of overcompensating for
I don't think so, but John and Kate, there were lots of signs on camera. They were no longer, the hand on the thigh or holding hands, or, they were putting a lot of distance between themselves on the couch. I mean, there were lots of clues.
You definitely could see that.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk about what you hide can hurt you, does that mean that you need to verbalize everything so that every truth is out there, for instance, in a relationship?
Oh, no, not at all. There I'm talking about the lies we tell ourselves. Those are the ones that do the most damage. It's where we kid ourselves. We say, oh, I'm over that bitter divorce, and we haven't even begun to deal with our feelings. That's where we really can get sick. When we're not confronting our own feelings. I'm not talking about confronting others.
Okay.
And then I would imagine the extension of that is, I exercise enough, or I'm eating the right things, when you know really that you're not. You're in denial about how you treat yourself. That can also hurt you.
Sure. When you say, oh, I'm just having a few drinks, or I'm hardly taking any pills, and, it's a total fabrication. You want to know how you really feel about things and about your own behavior.
All right. We're talking about men lying. Are the symptoms of men lying the same for women lying?
My own experience is
you decided you weren't going to spill the beans on when women lie.
Women are better liars than men.
I believe it.
That's my own experience.
Well, why do you think that's true?
Because I think women have thousands of years of more experience of trying to manipulate reality to protect themselves. And so we're just better at it.
I had a girlfriend, now I can say it now. I couldn't tell her then, but when she lied, she would sniff.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we just went to the movies. And I found out because I saw her lie to somebody and she sniffed, and I never told her, when you lie, you sniff. And every time she lied, I knew. Every time she would.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, there can be individual peculiarities.
Interesting. Well, it is fascinating. Studying human behavior and how people communicate non-verbally is fascinating.
It is. It
is. We appreciate you coming in today. The book is Truth Heals, available all the usual places. We've got all the information on our website at katu.com. Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you
my
very
pleasure.
much. All right, have you